Hey everybody, this is Rich and you're with Beekeeping with Rich. I wanted to show you something today that I had a wild idea last year and it's worked out quite well. As you all know, I'm sure by now, I'm an 8-frame beekeeper. I'm an 8-frame medium beekeeper. Now, doesn't matter that my boxes are 17 frames, I'm still an 8-frame beekeeper. However, even though I took all of my deep boxes and cut them down to mediums, I didn't cut down my nukes to mediums. I built a whole bunch of medium nukes because once you start getting into wood in this dimension, it's easy to build a nuke. Uh, and these were built not for breeding purposes so much as just to use as honey supers. Although having an extra 9 nukes in case you needed them, push come to shove, emergency situation, oh my gosh, the swarms are coming in hot and heavy, it doesn't hurt either, but these are really just intended to use as honey supers. These, on the other hand, the world doesn't revolve around me just because I want to do everything 8-frame medium. A lot of stuff's going to come to you in deeps, and if you don't have the capacity to put a deep frame in something, you're finally going to get yourself stuck at some point or another. However, I don't want to make splits or make up nukes on a deep. I want to do it on mediums. And if you let one go too long with medium frames in a deep like this, of course, you're going to end up with comb on the bottom and such. Well, I had a great idea. And it is extremely versatile and has proven useful this spring already. So here's a deep box. It's got regular medium frames in it, but it doesn't have any problems, and here's why. The simplest slatted rack imaginable. A couple of pieces of 1x3 wood. You rip some pieces of 2x4 and then cut them to the right thickness. You set them in there. Notice I didn't make it all the way to the front, left a little shelf there in the front, and B, you'll notice the screws down here. This is so things can be adjusted, and I'll show you how that came in really handy. I had medium frame that had some queen cells on it. It's like, oh, I'm going to snatch this frame with queen cells on it and make up a nuke. The queen cell's hanging off the bottom. If I put it straight in onto one of these are set up perfectly. You'll notice the nails down here. For one thing, it lifts it off the bottom so the bees can go under and up. As far back as these were setting, the original idea was these might set all the way on the bottom, and they would still give them room to come up and come in and come over, but this makes it even better. But if you'll notice the difference between the height of these screws and the height of these screws. There we go.
Very small difference.
It's a very small difference, but it's a very crucial difference when it comes to safely putting frames with a queen cell in underneath there. And they, of course, could have been screwed in further, or they could have been screwed completely out and things set down that way. Whatever you had to do, it's flexibility. That's the whole point here. So I have 5 fully set up nuke setups where I have bottom board, deep nuke, cover, and these racks on the inside. And that way I can just keep these and I can use them for my medium work. But in case push came to shove and I needed to have deeps for something, I have the option of having some boxes that I can do some deep work in. Just a simple little thing. And the reason they look so muddy and yucky, of course, is because I paint everything with propolis sludge. Otherwise, they'd look nice and pristine, but they look like they do because it makes it more homey for the bees. And that's really all this video is about. There was a nuke out there with a queen cell. The queen went out. She got successfully mated. She came back. She started laying. When Another one of my hives became queenless. Put a screened board in there, let them get used to each other's scent through the screen. Not a double screen board, mind you, a single layer of screen. Double screen, it doesn't work that way. Single layer of screen for 3-4 days, then just took out some frames of honey and such, slipped in this new queen and her retinue, and everything went just fine. Bing, bang, boom. So that's all this is about. This is nothing more than one nail in each, 1x3. You use a 1x4 if you didn't want to use the screws here. But flexibility and adaptability, and that's all this video was about. So this is Beekeeping with Rich. I hope somebody gets some use out of this idea for a simple slatted rack that is incorporated inside. And of course, you know what? If you've got 8 frame deeps or 10 frame deeps and you wanted to make interior slatted racks like that in your 10 frame deeps so that you could have mediums in them, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. Have a great day. Bye now.